Desmond Ridder is entering his second career NFL season and the first as the entrenched starter for his team. Last year, Ridder was able to take over the reins for the Falcons for the last month or so of the season, and there were expectedly some ups and some downs. Now, with him taking the field for the first time this preseason, I wanted to get into the tape to see where he is entering his second season and where there was noticeable improvement since the last time we saw him on an NFL field. So let's get right into it. On this first play, we're inside of our own 10-yard line, and we're going to hit the speed out at the top of the screen to get this drive started. What I saw here that really impressed me is Ridder's clearly improved footwork. There's no wasted motion. He secures the ball, one-step drop, sets up with a nice space under him, and rips his ball to the receiver. Footwork was one of the aspects of his game last year that I really wanted to see him clean up and be more efficient with. Throughout the tape, I saw clearly improved footwork from Ridder that shows me that he's put in the work in this aspect of the game this last offseason. This is encouraging to see early from Ridder. On the next play, we're going to be running some play action here and getting Ridder out on the move, which is something that I like to see and expect from the Falcons a lot this year. I think the Falcons have a chance to lead the league in play action passing this year. Anyway, after the play fake, we have Ridder rolling out to the right, and he's going to find his big tight end Kyle Pitts wide open on this drag route coming across the field. Now, watching it from the end zone, we see the accuracy here isn't where it needs to be on this throw. It's well behind Pitts. But when you play with such gifted athletes like Kyle Pitts, Drake London, you can get away with some throws that are slightly off the mark. Obviously, we don't want to make a habit of these throws, but we can get away with it here. I mean, look at this snag by Pitts. Nice play by the tight end here to bail out his quarterback on this one. The next play is a simple one, similar to the first play that we ran at the beginning of this drive. Ridder gets the ball, and again shows that quick and improved footwork in his setup and gets this ball out to the wide side of the field, outside of the numbers, showing good arm power to test the width of the field. This ball is placed well, right up on the receiver's face mask, and the receiver is able to grab it and turn upfield. Make a man miss and pick up a first down here. The next play, we're going to be running a flood concept off of play action. So what we're going to be running here is a fake in the backfield and having Ridder roll out to the right. Due to the nature of the flood concept, he's only going to be reading the right half of the field. And from a route standpoint, flood is when we overload one half of the field with routes to overwhelm a zone defense, with the routes being in the short, intermediate, and deep portions of the field. Here, we're working this drag short and out in the intermediate, and this go route in the deeper portions of the field. Ridder's going to get the ball to Drake London on this drag route coming across the field. London is going to pivot and get upfield and do the rest himself. Due to how strong of a run game the Falcons have, defenses have to respect the run plays, and it's going to maximize their ability to use the run to benefit their pass. The last thing I will say about this play is I think we had a chance at a deep ball here. I'm not saying Ridder is wrong with the decision that he makes, but I think we had a chance at a bigger play on this go ball. Ridder hasn't even started his throwing motion yet, and from this point of view, we see the safety breaking on this deep out route. I think we had a chance at this go ball, but like I said, not saying he made the wrong decision. This was just kind of a bang-bang play. You be the judge on this one. Now, in this next play, we're going to be targeting London on this in route, and we're just going to be a touch high here. I always get nervous with balls thrown high over the middle. They typically just spell disaster for the offense. Too high, and it can go right into a safety's hands. A touch high, and your receiver has to extend upward to attempt to get it out of the air, and if they don't make the catch, they can pop the ball up into the air like a volley in volleyball, free for the defense to snag for a turnover. Accuracy just needs to be a little bit more precise here. Keep this play in mind, though, because later we run a similar play where Ridder actually is going to target the in route and is executed perfectly. We're lucky this wasn't an interception here. Now, on to this next play, however. Do you want a play to get excited about, Falcons fans? This is the one. We're going to be working this outside release fade route by Drake London, and Ridder's going to get a clean pocket, strong base, and rip this high point back shoulder ball up the near sideline. Watching it from the end zone angle, we see just how perfectly this ball was placed on London's frame. Ridder has a big, tall, and fast pass catcher between London, Pitts, Mac Hollins. If he can be this precise in back shoulder, high point situations, and in the red zone, this is going to be tough for defenses to stop. This was the best throw by Ridder in this game, and one of the better throws I've seen in all of week 2. Beautiful play by Ridder here. Big props to him. On this next play, Ridder is going to be getting the ball to his new weapon from the recent NFL draft, Bijan Robinson, on the screen. Again, the ball isn't perfect, but the ball is close enough that Bijan is able to corral it with one hand, turn upfield, and pick up some yards after the catch. I expect the Falcons to get Bijan heavily involved in the passing game this year, and plays like this are going to be a big way for them to do it. Ridder has some elite weapons, and we've already seen it twice now that he doesn't have to be perfect. His weapons are able to make up for some levels of error on his part, but as mentioned before, we just don't want to see this become a habit. He's going to want to clean it up a bit moving forward into the regular season, but it's been decent so far. Next play, I want to show how Ridder can get himself involved in the offense as a runner. On this one, we're going to be running a variation of mesh, and London's going to be running the over-the-ball route as he sets his natural pick. but Ridder is forced out of the pocket and can't get the ball to him. He's flushed to the right, sees open grass, and takes it, picking up 6 yards on the ground. What I liked seeing here was Ridder's natural feel for pressure and his ability to climb the pocket while dipping that defender's side shoulder to not allow that edge to get a hand on him prior to escaping the pocket. These are the little things he's doing well, and it shows his growth as a player. The next play, we have the second in route that I was talking about during the previous play. This throw shows Ridder's ability to bounce back in-game and not make the same mistake twice. On this route, he's going to place his ball perfectly on his receiver's chest plate for the easy catch and a nice gain. It's nice to see Ridder execute on this play after being a touch off on an earlier rep. The final play we have to break down is Ridder's interception. On this play, we're going to be targeting this return route by the motion receiver. Ridder has to get this ball out and around the outstretched arms of the defensive lineman, but the ball's out a little too wide and outside the receiver's frame. The receiver tries to come back for it, but it pops up in the air and gets intercepted. There's kind of a lot going on here because Ridder has to get this ball out and around the defender to protect himself from getting a deflection, but then it created a different issue with him leaving it too far behind the receiver here, and I think it may have been better to put this ball on the inside of the receiver and make this throw to the other side of the lineman's hand to lead the receiver a little bit more here. But all in all, this is not a play I'm too concerned with because I can see where his head's at. Just unfortunate it got popped up in the air for an easy interception by the defense. I do love to see him going after it here, though, to make this tackle after the fact. In conclusion, this was a pretty up and down game for Ridder, but overall I leave encouraged by it. I really saw better footwork with him, and that was one of the things I really needed to see to say that he's taken a step in the right direction. As mentioned before, this offense has so many great weapons that Ridder isn't going to have to be perfect for this Falcons offense to be a problem for defenses. He just has to be good enough to give his elite weapons a chance at the ball. Anything more than that is icing on the cake. As I said, I leave this game encouraged for Ridder and the Falcons' 2023 offense as a whole, and I look forward to breaking down more in the future. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. If you like the video and want more content just like this, consider hitting that like button and subscribing and hitting that bell to get notifications when we post new content. But that's all for this one. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.